This is an introduction to doing accordance searches, and I'm going to begin by discussing how to set up search ranges. So here is accordance with no windows up. So I'll come over to the top left under New, and I'm going to pick Hebrew texts, and then I'm going to select BHS Hebrew Apparatus ETC BC. Click on that. It will bring up the text. If this commentary window over here comes up, you can just X out of it. I always X out of it. I don't like it. And then I'm going to come over to the sizing here. Click the bigger A. That's going to give me some text that at least I can read. Okay, and it came back to Genesis 46, which is where I left off last time. And so if I was somewhere else, let's say I was in Genesis 6, then I would just come back over and type in Genesis 46. That's going to be my example. So here I am, Genesis 46, and I'm going to set up a search range. To create a search range, I'm going to come all the way over to the right-hand side of the search bar, and just beyond it, I'm going to see this little circle with a plus in it. So I'll click that, and then I'm going to see this new bar show up, and it's over on the right, it'll say range is, and then right now it's defaulted to all text. That's just the entire Bible, entire Hebrew Bible for the Hebrew. So I click this little arrow at the right, the down arrow, and it's going to give me a number of options. I've set up some of these. Some of these were already here. So for instance, Johannine, I think that was already there. History, wisdom, prophets, those are already predefined ranges. You can define any range you want. And I'm going to come all the way down and do a define range. So I'm going to click on define range. This then is going to allow me to create a new one. So I'm going to click on new, and now I need to come down and name it. So the range that I want to set up is Genesis 46, 1 through 5. I can set up any range I want. I could set it up to Genesis 1 through 10, or Genesis 12 through 50, whatever I want to do. I can also do it as a more narrow range of verses. So the name is a label. There's nothing specific about how it needs to be typed. I can just do Genesis 46, 1 through 5. So nothing specific about that. The definition has to be typed very exactly. So I'll type Gen 46 colon 1 through 5. And then I'm going to click verify. Now if I type something wrong, let's say I say 1x5, and then I do verify, it's going to tell me that I didn't do it right. I'll have to go back. I'll do it as Gen space 46 colon 1 through 5. Now let's hit verify. Okay, nothing comes up. That means that it's okay. And so it's now added it to my list. And then I'm going to say update. And now I'm going to click out of it. I'll come back up to range now. And when I click the down arrow, it should now show up. Yeah, here's Genesis 46, 1 through 5. So here's my range. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to click on that. And now my range is set. So when I do a search now, it will only show me results that are in that range. Now let me go back to all text and show you what happens. So if it's all text, I can do a search. So I'm going to come up to the top now. And so let's do an example search. So I'm going to go and change this blue-gray oval from verses to words. When I come over here, I start typing, it's going to start typing Hebrew letters. And this is the Yehudit keyboard equivalent. You can find the keyboard online under Yehudit Accordance keyboard, and it will show you the equivalents. But I'm not worried about that right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to type in a particular type of speech. And so I can type in first a left bracket, and now after that when I type, it's going to be in English, and I'm going to type in a particular type of speech. So I could type in verb, I could type in noun, but I'm going to type in adjective. So left bracket, adjective, and at the end, I'm going to put in a right bracket. So it's that left bracket, type of word, and then right bracket that gives me my search string. This is what's going to be searched for. Now right now, remember that my range is all text. So now I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to give me all the adjectives starting from the very first one in the Bible, which is in Genesis 1:8. And I can then scroll all the way down to Genesis 46 if I want to. That's a lot of scrolling. I can also come down here to the bottom and type in Genesis 46 and get there. All right, so that's probably the simplest way to do it. If I've got all text set here, then I can go to a particular spot in the Bible. Let's say I wanted to go to Isaiah 53 and find all the adjectives. I can do that by coming down to the lower right and typing in that. But to avoid all that overhead, I can just set my search range to Genesis 46, 1 through 5. That's really the only passage I'm worried about right now. And then I come back over here and to my search window, hit enter again. And here is the one adjective. Apparently there's only one in Genesis 46, 1 through 5. It's this adjective here, gadol. And so it shows up in red because I set my search color, my hit color, to be red in my preferences. So in that entire passage, there's only one adjective. That's not necessarily surprising. Hebrew has relatively few adjectives compared with other types of speech. So Hebrew uses the construct something of something oftentimes as a way to show the property of a particular noun. And so it's noun in construct, noun in absolute, to substitute for an adjective. So there are relatively fewer pure adjectives in Hebrew. This is how we can set up a range for a search.